Hello, this is Ed Smith at Universal Digest. I'm on with Larry Hollenbeck, who has done extensive work in Photoshop. He has collaborated with Jim and I on this project of Jim's alien abduction, and he has found some remarkable results in utilizing Photoshop. Now, before we start, I want you to bear in mind that these are only enhancements that Larry will explain, and there's no recreation, addition, or taking away from any of the images. He found some interesting results in the controls as well as Jim's tattoo. Thanks for joining us, Larry, and please share what you found.
Well, you're welcome, and thank you. Okay, I'm sharing screen. All right, these are the two control images that I had to deal with, and the line structure on the control images look very similar. They're uh, both fairly definite. So I took the image and did a find edges, and the control image on the left had very distinct lines, whereas the alien image had very spotty lines. You could almost not see the image at all. So what I did then was I went to my glowing edges, uh, and that just enhanced the lines. And still, at this point, I was unable to get any definite lines on the alien tattoo, and it indicates to me that the process which the two tattoos were applied is very different, and the in the way in which they healed, I think bears that out. I also then looked at the image of the alien and was beginning to see several different images within the image itself. Uh, the sun, possible stars. There's what looks like an astronaut in the forehead. These are things we haven't yet investigated, but we're in the process, and we're making headway. It looks like. All right, I'll give this back to Ed now, and you can take over.
Okay. Perfect. There you go. Thank you. Excellent, Larry. As you all can see, we're just touching on the surface. The major part of all this will be in the body of the article, but we wanted to share with you a video of some of the work that we had done together. I will add that in Larry's research, he's pointed out some very interesting differences in what Photoshop recognizes as the tattoo Jim has as opposed to what a standard control tattoo is. As I mentioned to Jim, excuse me, that he was abducted for 5 hours, and the average time it takes to create a tattoo and a tattoo artist is 22 to 24 hours. Furthermore, most people know that when you have a tattoo, there's a lot of bleeding and scabbing, and it takes 2 weeks to heal, as opposed to Jim's less than 3 days, where it was almost like an irradiation that ultimately peeled off, and he had a burning or stinging, but he didn't have any scabbing, which is remarkable. Also, I did take the time to study like the top 10, top 7, top 6 UFO abductions or alien abductions that occurred in history. And it looks like even in Google on the internet, it's all over the place. No one has anything that's very consistent at all. I mean, we have 2 or 3 that are very famous. Alien abductions that I won't mention here, but the truth bears out that Jim really had something happen. He's missing the time, and the proof shows that the tattoos are different in many different ways. So, Larry, we found astronauts, lines, suns, constellations, and things like that so far that will be borne out in more detail. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
I would just like to thank Jim for allowing us to investigate this for him and help him with the objection or finding proof of the abduction.
What is your objective decision about whether or not Jim was abducted?
I believe he was, based upon the tattoos and the different application, or what appears to be a different application of the two tattoos itself.
I'm sorry.
No, that's fine. I'm saying.
Well, I concur. I agree. We both know Jim. I've known him for quite a while, and I will say that he's a very objective, kind soul, and he was quite reticent to even come forward to the public about this information. But now he's feeling more comfortable in obtaining closure on it, and I too thank Jim for allowing us to help him out. Well, Larry, thanks again for all of your hard work. This is Ed Smith at Universal Digest. Thank you all.
All right.